Mrs. Santana here. If you're watching this, you may have missed our Thursday Zoom video lesson. Keep watching to find out what you missed.
All right, let's get started. Thank you for joining us again for our Thursday video lesson. Your goals and objectives, getting you to use your language tools. Students will be able to interact with others on Zoom and Google Classroom to collaborate and offer conversation support. Ideally, you'd be joining us on Zoom where I would tell you about the Zoom norms. You would keep your mute on, ask questions on the chat space until it's time to talk, obviously, and help each other and be respectful. So we are going to review sense verbs, and I thought I'd challenge everybody, and instead of asking what a sense verb is during the lesson, I'd like you to think about sense verbs and take your example from this week's assignment. So let's review what a sense verb is. So we already know that it describes one of the 5 senses. So if you described anything that has to do with sight, hearing, smell, touch, and taste, you're on the right track. Now, let's look back at the assignment from Wednesday, which was our fluency practice. And here, what I would do is I would ask everybody to take a turn to help me describe parts of the story using sense verbs. All right, so right now is about the time that I would ask a student some general questions about the story to help shape the thinking about sense verbs. So before we describe anything in the story, let's think about the setting first. So where is this taking place? Who are the characters, or are they motivated or have a problem? So let's go back to the setting question. And the setting obviously is Chuck E. Cheese birthday party. It says it right there in the title. So now that we know that we're at a birthday party, then we got to think of our character. So we have Mike's little brother named Steven who's having a party at Chuck E. Cheese. Is Steven dealing with any sort of problem, or is he motivated to do something? Based on the story that we read, we know that he's having a birthday party and he's motivated to enjoy his time and celebrate his birthday. So we have our setting established. He's at a birthday party. We know that our character is motivated because it's their birthday party. Now we have a sense of where we are, what's going on. Now we can dive into a third layer, a little deeper into thinking, okay, let's describe how maybe the character's feeling at this point. What are the things that we can see or the character might look at during the story? And sound. All right, so here's where I would call on you. Okay. What are the types of things that you can see at a birthday party, or our character Steven might be seeing at his birthday party? You can go back to the text or use your own inference based on what you read. All right. Now, if you mention that he can see, lots of people, maybe pizza, food, birthday cake, those are all great. Those are all great examples of nouns. But now let's describe a little deeper. If you mention anything that it was crowded, it was busy in there, a lot of, it was loud, everyone was having a good time or was happy. So here's an example. Steven was happy. Happy is a good description on how he feels. So if you're describing how he feels, things that he sees, maybe how things might taste or smell, those are good examples of sense verbs. All right, now that we've talked about sense verbs and reviewed some of the examples from the story, now we're going to talk about our example question. So remember, you should be having conversations daily, which on today's Zoom assignment, we would have talked to each other and listened to each other answer the question here on the bottom. If you could have one special ability, what would you choose? And on today's conversation, I shared that one special ability I wish I had was I wish I was able to fly. That's always something that I've been interested in. I enjoy going on roller coasters. I enjoy open, wide spaces. And if I had one special ability, I would have chosen the ability to fly. So I want you to challenge yourself to ask this question to somebody today. Maybe you could answer it for somebody or share it now if you'd like. What's one ability? If you could have one ability, what would you choose? Thank you for sharing. Okay. Remember to look out for those language icon tools. This is the last week of designated ELD. I enjoyed a lot of these lessons, live lessons. Um, Continue to have those conversations beyond the school, beyond after school's over. It's important to continue talking to people every day. Use those sense verbs that we described in our weekly lessons. Um, yes, we have an assignment that's due tomorrow, but I encourage you to continue using any pictures, any stories. Continue to practice these things. These will really help you in developing your language. All right. Thank you, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.